beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're talking about the best drugstore makeup products. I have quite a stash in front of me, pretty much in every single category of makeup, and all these products have been featured on my channel throughout this year. I also only try to include products that were launched this year. But before we begin, if you're new here, hello, my name is Eve. I love all things beauty. Here on my channel, I share about beauty and lifestyle. I upload new videos every week. If that sounds interesting to you, I hope you stick around, enjoy this video, and consider subscribing to my channel. And I will see you in my future videos. And now, without further ado, let's dive into the best of drugstore of 2023. So let's begin, and I would go in the order the way I would apply them on my face. One thing that I realized while putting all these products together is that I did not have any primer, which is very uncommon for me because I have a combination oily skin, and having a good primer is actually an essential step in my makeup application routine. Then I remembered that I was on the low buy this year, and primer category, I definitely tried few primers this year, very few. However, they were not from the drugstore. And since we're only talking about drugstore affordable products today, obviously I did not have any primers to share with you. So let's get into foundation products. And the first foundation that I want to chat about is this Juvia's Place I'm Magic liquid foundation. This packaging was really beautiful. I really liked that it was like squeezy tube with a pump. And this is a very full coverage. A little goes a long way. I like applying this foundation with a flat top brush. I think that way of application looks very good on my complexion. This is a very high coverage and long wearing formula. It works very well with my oily combination complexion. So one thing that I, however, wanted to mention here is that I think this applies, or rather sets, on your face in a slightly bit deeper color. I don't want to say the word oxidize, but I think on its own, once it sets on your face, once you fully apply it everywhere, it's slightly bit deeper than in a tube. So since we're talking about Juvia's Place complexion product, I do have another honorable mention. It was their powder foundation. I think they were launched somewhat together with the liquid formula as well. I got mine in the shade Catania. The formula here is very lovely. However, I just wanted to say that I love powder foundations. If you wanted to look into my collection of powder foundations, I have a pretty extended one. I do have dedicated videos on powder foundations, roundups of both drugstore and high-end. Also recently decluttered my entire powder collection, both loose powders and pressed powders and powder foundations. So all those related videos, if you're really interested to dive deeper on my thoughts and my preferences in the products that I have, please check out those 3 videos. So this specific powder foundation is wonderful. It's very thin formula. However, I don't necessarily agree that it is a powder foundation. When I say powder foundation, I expect a little bit higher coverage, at least medium to buildable. And this powder foundation, it's quite thin formula, which is very lovely. But I feel like it's more of like a finishing powder with a tint rather than a foundation powder, more of like your very light to maybe medium buildable formula. However, the quality of this powder foundation is very, very lovely. It is long wearing, and I feel like it gives me a very nice smoothing effect. It looks very, very good on my complexion. Definitely a standout product from this year. So the next complexion product that I really have been loving, and this one has been interesting because the opinions differed very much so on this product. Some people really hated it and some people really loved it. So I was definitely a person who really loved it, hence this product is here. So this is a skin tint from Maybelline. Got mine in the shade that is a little bit more of my self-tan shade. It's the shade 118. I'm not sure about the skin tint necessarily description of this, because this gives you a really solid medium buildable to almost full coverage. It has a very thin formula, considerably thin. It's not super watery, but it's considerably thin formula, and you don't need a lot of it because it's very highly pigmented. So I don't really think that it's a tint. I wouldn't call it a tint, but it's definitely like a solid, good foundation. Also, if you look through the component here, you definitely can see the pearlescence in it. This formula is almost self-setting on me. It wears really beautifully. I apply the smallest amount, and it almost like sinks into my skin so beautifully. It looks very natural, and it gives me the glow from within. It doesn't have like shimmer particles or glitter particles, none of that. It just has this like beautiful luminosity, but it's complementing to my skin. I've used this foundation so much. I don't even know how much is left, but it's probably like half through the tube because I've used this so much because it just gave me longevity, and it looks thin and natural on skin while giving you that beautiful glow. This foundation on me is somewhat self-setting. It's not fully self-setting, but it would give me like that natural finish on my skin. I would still need to powder it. Again, I'm going back to my oily combination skin and living in hot and humid Florida. All those components definitely dictate how I do my complexions. Just keep that in mind. This foundation, however, just was so beautiful. I did not expect to like it because it was that luminous formula. Let's just say this was a very, very pleasant surprised. So the only drugstore affordable concealer that I want to mention in today's video is the one from Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. I had mine in the shade light to medium. This is a really nice hydrating formula. It feels serum-y. It does give you coverage. I prefer blending it with a brush because the sponge absorbs the formula because it is serum-y. I definitely need to set this type of formula with a powder because, again, it is very serum-y. I do have some fine lines under my eyes. This is non-negotiable for me. I would definitely have to set this with a powder. However, once all that done, it wears really well throughout the day. This concealer is definitely not going to be for everybody. However, if you enjoy hydrating formulas, this is wonderful to my opinion. Wow. So let's continue with the complexion products. This bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is a liquid bronzer. This is a Butter Glow liquid bronzer. I was surprised how much I enjoy this product. I was slightly bit terrified using liquid bronzer because generally liquid type of like blushes, highlighters, bronzers is not really my cup of tea, but this is such a perfected formula. This is the shade right here. It is definitely more of your serum-y consistency. It does have a little bit of a glowiness to it, but it is such an easy formula to manipulate on your face. A little bit definitely goes a long way. You can definitely build it up. I also appreciate that. And once you build up the shades, if you wanted to build up the consistency, the color doesn't patch out. I think this formula is beautiful. It's also not too slippery and slidey. I definitely like to set this either with matte powder bronzer or my powder, but because it provides a lot of like hydration and glow. However, it's not one of those that if you leave it unset, then it's gonna go places without asking for permission. So there's definitely some consideration when it comes to application for this product. However, taking in consideration that this is an affordable product, I feel like it definitely performs better than some of high-end versions of this type of formula. So another bronzer that I personally love, again, this is one of those products that people didn't enjoy. I personally enjoyed. I thought the formula was good. I think the shade was good. The application, the performance, all that good stuff. There's one small thing, a small detail about this bronzer that turned people off. I personally do not mind it. There are circumstances that I actually do want to wear this specific bronzer. This is a cream bronzer from Juvia's Place. I got mine in the shade Buttercream. This shade is perfect for my fairest complexion. It is definitely a borderline between the bronzer and contour. To my opinion, everything is lovely about this formula. The undertone, the shade, everything works so beautifully. It wears very beautifully on my face. It just stay put the entire day. However, one thing that I don't mind that you may is that this formula has small shimmer particles that do show up on skin. Even after you set your face with either matte powder bronzer or a powder, the shimmer particles still are visible. They still come through. And if that's something you do not love, then this product is not for you. Just keep that in mind. Continuing with complexion, one thing that I wanted to talk about is this Makeup Revolution Cream Blush. This is called Fast Base Blush, and I got mine in the shade Peach. This is a very pretty formula that I discovered this year. I don't believe this was launched this year, but I tried it this year. I had my eyes on this cream blush for some time, maybe more so for this color, and I'm very happy that the color of this blush matches perfectly the outside color of the packaging. This specific cream blush formula is a little bit more unique to my personal cream blush collection. This is more of your lighter formula that has a little bit of luminosity. And most of my cream blushes in my collection are a little bit more pigmented with maybe like natural to matte, soft matte type of finishes. And this one is definitely different formula. This has a very beautiful buildable pigment. Even if you apply one very light sheer layer of this, this does not look patchy. It's even application. It gives you a little bit of like that luminosity to your cheek area if you like that, a little bit like of a dewy finish to your skin. This also wears really well on my combo oily skin, given the formula is luminous. I really have been loving this. I am glad I was not disappointed about this because Makeup Revolution can be hit or miss. Another blush that I have been really liking, and I have to say that in the beginning, when I initially purchased this blush, I only purchased it because I was looking for a specific shade. I needed this shade in my collection. I was looking for this type of shade for quite some time. And once I landed on this, I didn't really know what to expect from. I've never tried anything from this brand. So it was very, very new experience for me with a brand and with such a bright shade. However, when I got this blush, I had a little bit a different opinion. So as I continued playing with this, my opinion changed and I like this formula more now. And as you can see, it definitely made it into my yearly favorites because I've used this blush so much this year. It's safe to say that I initially wasn't like so thrilled with this because the formula is slightly bit different. I will talk about it in just a second, but it definitely grew on me as I practiced my skills of application with this. So now that I figured it out and which blush brush to use with it, now we are friends. This is powder blush from Beauty Bakery. It's called Snackaroon Blush in the shade Hey Pumpkin. This is a beautiful orange shade. This is something that I absolutely love wearing when it becomes very nice and warm, like spring and summer. This is the type of shades that I enjoy when I'm a little bit more self-tan. So I think it's very, very flattering on my skin tone. I really was looking for super pigmented orange AF blush, and this is it. I definitely found one. And I never heard anybody talk about this brand or this specific blush. So let me tell you, this blush is very pigmented. It's also very orange. I've learned to like it only after I started applying it with the fluffiest blush brush that I have in my collection and going in thin, light layers, and then just stop whenever you feel like you have enough pigment. This is the type of application method that works for me because this is a very, very pigmented blush. If you go right away with a lot, it's going to be quite difficult to blend it. But once you go in layers and thin layers, then you just get very nice blended effect. This blush, needless to say, does not budge off your face. Another blush that I've been thoroughly enjoying this past year is the one from ColourPop. This is called After All Around the World. And this was in this beautiful shade, like Barbie pink almost. This shade went viral because of the Barbie movie this year, and maybe because of the Dior blush, who knows why. But this blush shade was viral. It was everywhere this year, that like bubblegum Barbie pink, but it also has a little bit of warmness. So it doesn't look ashy on my skin. It's a little bit more sheer on skin that you may think. I would never use this on its own. I would use this as a topper for my cream bubblegum blushes, and they would look so beautiful. I have a few of those in my collection, and this would work wonderfully as a topper for those cream formulas. There are no eyeshadow palettes, and so there are no eyeshadow palettes in this video. However, I wanted to mention one thing that is basically an eyeshadow single that I think is pretty incredible formula. Also seeing this type of an eyeshadow in the drugstore is very refreshing because up till this point, this type of complex shades are only available from indie brands primarily. This is a single eyeshadow from LA Girl, and this is called Shade Shifter Duochrome Eyeshadow. I got mine in the shade Sunset. This is the one that shifts from burgundy to green and has a little bit of a gold shift into it as well. Very affordable and accessible. This is under $10 and I picked up mine from Ulta. I think they only launched 4 shades to choose from to begin with, and I hope they will expand on that range going forward in upcoming years. This eyeshadow definitely has a really nice strong shift, which is very nice to see. This is why you would want a duochrome or multi-chrome eyeshadow in the first place. You want that very complex, interesting shade, and this one shifts very, very beautifully. So this year I definitely got into eyeliner rabbit hole. I was first of all looking for a very nice brown liquid eyeliner. I wanted to explore more of the drugstore scene for the eyeliners. If you've been following me here on my channel for this year, you know that I've tried quite a few of them. And I finally found one that's very close to my Fenty liner in the shade and in the performance. And this one is from L'Oreal. This is an infallible liquid liner. I got mine in the shade Brown 605. This has a felt tip applicator. The tip on this applicator is very nice and precise. However, it is felt tip. It's not a brush, just in case you don't love that. The color itself, I think it's really beautiful, like a brighter chocolate brown, and it is very flattering. This is the shade that I was looking for, and this is it for me. I've had this for, I would want to say for a few months now, and I've been using this pretty much on a daily basis. I think this is a spot-on winner. Another liner that I wanted to mention is this Nabla Cupid's Arrow Full Color Stylo in the shade Brown Arrow number 2. And this is technically not super drugstore product. However, it is under $20. And I consider drugstore prices these days around like $20 and under. So I definitely wanted to include this in this video. So I picked up 2 of these products, and I definitely keep my eye on for more shades that they bring. This is the true brown neutral shade that is absolutely flattering. This is such a multi-use product. You can use it on your waterline. You can use it as a regular regular liner. You can use it as a eyeshadow base. I never tried using it on the eyebrows now that I'm thinking about it, but maybe you could, I don't know. A little sharpener at the end of the pencil, so I guess you can just be a little bit more precise with this. This has the most beautiful, effortless gel formula that you barely need to put any pressure on it for it to be applied with full opacity. Wonderful formula, doesn't budge, doesn't fade, doesn't feel dry on skin, and also for me it's very important, it goes on the waterline. So another liner that I really enjoyed, an eyeliner from NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner, and I got mine in the shade Cayenne Simp. This liner has a very nice long bristle brush. I really like the formula of this liner. First of all, I think it's just very easy to apply. Like, this brush applicator is very easy to use. I really love the shade on its own in everything. I like it in makeup, I like it in fashion, like in clothing. I think it's just very, very flattering. I was not blessed with beautiful full brow hairs, and I need a lot of work to make my brows looking the way they look. I do like a little bit bolder look to my eyebrows, so I'm always on the search. I'm always looking out for new eyebrow product launches. I've tried every single eyebrow product formula under the sun. Product in the eyebrow category that I really have been loving, this is the Maybelline Express Brow Pencil. I got mine in the shade Soft Brown. There's nothing super special about this brown, but the good quality. So it's just your typical very skinny pencil, spoolie on one side and micro pencil on the other side. And this is just a very flattering soft brown pencil that is not too warm, it's not too cool, it's not too ashy, it's not too soft, it's not too waxy. It's just a perfect formula that gives you like an ease of application. It doesn't wear off throughout the day. This is the shade. It's just soft enough to give you pigment. It does everything that I need the eyebrow product to do, and why to overpay for high-end prices when you have something more affordable. So now let's get into the lip category. This is going to be the final category that I will be sharing with you today. However, I have quite a stash. I do love lip products. My lip collection Declutter is already live on my channel. If you wanted to see my entire collection, you can see a ton of swatches there and me elaborating a little bit more on products. However, I am going to be showing you the products that I have loved the most and used the most throughout this year, and these are all wonderful formulas. I'm going to begin with these three lipsticks, FAVES from e.l.f. that they launched earlier in the year. For me personally, this is the beautiful range of undertones and colors that I've really enjoyed throughout the year, and I kind of switch them from season to season. Sometimes I mix them together. I just really love the formula. It's very nice and creamy formulation, and they wear really well. I can eat with them and drink with them. They do not really come off of your lips easily. So I can easily go through like half of my day having some drinks here and there, like water and stuff, and they do not come off. I will eventually have to reapply them, but very minimal. So I really enjoy them because I consider them one of the most long-wearing formulas out of my lipsticks. So another two products, the reason why I want to talk about them together because they came as a set. So these came from Glamlite and Hershey's collaboration. The set was called Cookies and Cream. So they launched two different ones, and I picked up the Cookies and Cream option. This was a lighter version, but oh my goodness. So the lipstick is more of your natural soft matte formula, and it's a little bit on a cooler tone, and the lip gloss has the most beautiful color. I don't like to say the word obsessed, but I'm obsessed. This is the most used lip gloss in the entire year for me. So this lip gloss is everything to me. This shade is absolute perfection. It's so glamorous, and the undertone and shade for it is everything for me. I know that Glamlite is not necessarily your drugstore type of brand. However, the set was, I believe, $18. So it technically fits into the under the $20 price range. So this next product I really love. This is a Fruit Fetish from Milani. This is in the shade 160 Lychee. It makes me laugh on this one because I feel like this fruit lychee, it's been so popular this year, and we've seen it in different cosmetic products and even in the food industry. But I want to look it up how you pronounce it because I feel like we're all seriously confused here. Are you ready for this? Because we all need clarification how to pronounce this name.
Lychee fruit.
So it's lychee fruit, okay? So my shade is 160 lychee fruit. It's so uncomfortable to me to say this because I've been saying lychee this whole entire time. One day somebody just had to clarify on this, so you're welcome. Now we can move on. So I actually wanted to reapply this product on my lips because this is just such a beautiful formula. I love this as a topper as well as I love it on its own as a balm because it has a very light tint, but it also has this amazing hydrating formula. Let's just go ahead and reapply. Smells divine. It smells divine. It smells like lychee fruit. It's not overpowering. It's not nasty. It's like a little bit sweet. So perfect. This is a formula that's a little bit thicker. It doesn't run out of the edges of your lips. So that's why it's very comfortable to use it on its own. And I also love it as a topper because it's not goopy. Just such a wonderful formula. It does come in different shades, but again, the shades are quite transparent, I should say. I am half through the tube of this one, and I kind of feel that I'm going to be buying more shades because this is so beautiful. The formula that very much reminds me of this Milani one is this lip oil from Juvia's Place. This is fully transparent series, even though they launched them in different color. Again, you don't need a lot of product. The formula is very, very similar to the Milani one, minus the tint. As you can see, mine is pretty much empty. This is just my go-to. I really have been enjoying this. The last three products that I wanted to talk about, they're all from Juvia's Place. I believe all these three products are from different collections. So this lipstick was incredible shade Soil. First of all, take a look at the lipstick design. Such a stunner, absolute perfection, and definitely a unique shade in my collection. Beautiful creamy formula as well that wears really well. And then I got two different lip glosses. This one was a coffee shop collection lip gloss in the shade Honey Honey, and this one was the swirly one was in the shade Choco Milo from the Candy Shop collection. The swirly Choco Milo was with cooler undertone but very beautiful shine, and then Honey Honey shade was very beautiful high gloss but very nice opacity and much warmer undertone. But both of these glosses are just absolutely gorgeous. The pigment, the glossiness, they look so stunning and expensive on lips. I am absolutely in love. These are all the affordable drugstore makeup products that I discovered this year. I have to say that drugstore quality products definitely have come a long way. We definitely have so many wonderful options to choose from these days. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found it entertaining and helpful. Maybe you even put some of these products on your radar to purchase in the future. If you have any additional comments, questions, please leave them in the comment section below this video. I would love to chat with you there. Hope you're enjoying this holiday season with your loved ones. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel before you leave. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next videos.